Good evening, Rod Baker, God and Rod. I come to you this evening because we've got a weekend coming up here in August. It seems to be a symbolic weekend for me. I'm not exactly sure, but I think back on the years around this time and there's symbolism to it. And so I've been doing this series called Breaking Soul Ties, as some may have seen, some may not have. It doesn't matter. I've got a great big, 35, 36 followers on YouTube, and I'm grateful for every one of you, those that are still subscribed. Obviously, I have not run you off yet, which I can't say that about all of my previous relationships. So, I think that this world has those that are runners and those that are runner-offers. And I happen to be blessed as one that is a runner-offer. So, anyway. I wanted to talk tonight about the releasing of energy, releasing of your soul. The soul being made up of the mind, will, emotions, affections, and desires. There's something about being able to release people, breaking that. Not just breaking that, but letting go of it. Letting go of those that once held a certain tie to us, a certain bind to us, that affected our emotions. That's really what a soulmate does, is affects our emotions. And there are some that affect them so much for the positive. And then there are those that affect us for the negative, they seem to bring us to a downtrodden. And some say it's because they show us things about ourselves that we don't want to look at. And maybe that's true. Maybe that's true. I don't care. I'm going to look at those things whether I want to or not. That's the thing about loving people, loving somebody, especially intimate love, is I never stop unloving or stop loving them. I don't unlove people. I just come to love me more. I don't unlove people. I just come to love me more. I do not unlove people. I just come to love me more. And so unless that person that I'm dealing with on an intimate level is feeding me as much as I'm feeding them, where there's that reciprocal type of love. And it's hard to find for those of us that love big, that love boisterously, that love bountifully, that love a lot. Whom much is given, much is required. Forget that not. Whom much is given, much is required. Makes me think of that old saying, if you marry for money, you're going to get what you pay for. So I find myself not being much of an ear tickler. I'm probably more on the side of eye candy than an ear tickler. But I'm really good at cooking. I can cook. And I can clean. And I can fix. And I can talk. And I can listen. I'm intuitive. I'm empathetic. I'm strong. Some say harsh. Maybe more disciplined. Ascetic. I'm pretty disciplined in my ways. Avid. I'm avid. I have great strength in belief and faith. I have a great faith. I don't see the glass as half full or half empty. It's just a glass with something in it. And if it's water, I'm drinking it. that's really the way I measure it. I hope the water's, somewhat fresh. But I'll drink some old water. Doesn't bother me a bit. I'm a healer. I'm a healer. And I have not fear. Fear is very foreign to me. Very compassionate. I'm very compassionate. I say all these things because, again, the soul is made up of the mind, will, emotions, affections, desires. And I have great affection for things. And I have great desire, strong, healthy desire of things. I know what it is to rest. I know what it is to work. I think the greatest thing that I've ever worked on is me. That seems to be the thing that has needed the most work, for sure. But I love that. I love watching the results. And sometimes I don't get the results. I don't get to see the results by looking in the mirror, A lot of the results that I get to see are in my effects on other people. Just being genuine, being real, being authentic, open, honest, and then watching the effects on them. That seems to be the mirror that I look at, is the effects of my love on them. So it's good for the soul. It's good for my soul. Very good for my soul. Like fishing. Like fly fishing. It's good for my soul. Love is a healer. Perfect love casteth out fear. So how can love not be a healer? Love is a healer. I'm committed. I'm committed and loyal to something. When I love something, I'm very loyal to it and I'm committed to it. And man, it really has to do me dirty to get me to walk away from it, but it happens. People do that. Some people don't know how to do differently than that. They don't know how to not push or not test. And I understand that. They don't know how not to sabotage. They are saboteurs. I used to be a saboteur. And so I can understand that and relate to that. And I also understand what's the healthiest thing for a saboteur is to completely remove yourself from their life. Once you do that, then people get a somewhat grasp whether you were an addition to their life or not. But you have to be steadfast in it. You have to be committed. And that's your loyalty to them growing. Because see, sometimes the greatest benefit that we can provide others is to not be there. It's to not be there. That's the greatest love you can give sometimes. Have a wonderful evening.